Well, welcome back to this edition of Tuesday Night Radio, live on location from Camp Nicolet in beautiful Eagle River, Wisconsin. I'm here with the great podcast crew this evening. We've got Eva in the studio, Bella is here, Ximena is here, and so is Cami. And we've got a great show lined up for you tonight. We're going to talk about the Olympics, the Camp Nicolet Olympics, which take place once every 4 years. We're going to go in-depth, more than just we did this and we did that. We're going to go in-depth with Camp Nicolet Olympics. And we'll also talk about, after 6, 4, or even 8 weeks, what Camp Nicolet means to these guys. It's all coming up on this edition of Tuesday Night Radio, live on location from Camp Nicolet. I'm Jer, along with Eva. Howdy, Eva.
Hi.
And Cami is here tonight.
What's up?
What's happening? And Ximena is here too.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. Really good. And we're also here with Bella tonight. She's over in the side seat, and she'll be back with us in the second segment of the show this evening. She's a podcast veteran, so she let all of us newbies go first, and then she can laugh at us later. Great. So let's go around the horn. We'll kick off the show tonight. And Eva, I'm going to go to you first. What have been some of your favorite things about camp this year so far? Just quick.
Well, this year camp has been really fun. This is my first year being a CIT, so I've been able to do a lot more things that I haven't been able to do as a camper. For example, I get to teach classes, and that's really, really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Olympics were recent, and we were coaches, and that was a really, really fun time. And those have probably been the highlights. Just being a CIT, especially in the Olympics year, is such an honor, so it's just been so much fun.
I saw very little people throwing the javelin.
True. We tried to not have the younger campers, like
right.
A majority of the EastEnders use like the javelin, but we just use shuffleboard. So we were trying to keep it as safe as we could, but it was very, very fun. I coached archery and some other like the high jump and standing broad jump, which is what Cami did. And
nice.
it was really fun. It was a good time.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Cami, up to date, you've been here for 6 weeks, right?
Yep.
Solid, man. What are some of the highlights of the summer for you so far?
I would say the new people, because there have been a lot of new campers that have come, and I switched cabins during intersession, actually.
Oh, wow.
And in both of them, I noticed how easily we all got along.
That's super cool. What else? What else have been some highlights for you?
The new counselors, I would say. We've had a great group of them come in, and I have to say I love each and every one of them by now, you know.
What are some of the key traits? Like, what personality traits does it take to be a good counselor? What do you think?
Sense of humor, for sure, because you have to be able to, you know, get along with the kids, and they are all goofy at times, you know, most of the time. Understanding and, like, compassion towards whatever problems may come up,
right?
Whether it's like not getting along or stupid fights that everyone has. I would say also like them being able to teach stuff and be able to stand in front of a group and do that, and being able to have fun with the kids.
Which of the new staff or any of the staff, I mean, what people come to mind that embody, you know, some of these traits that you just mentioned?
Ellen, for one.
Yeah?
Yeah. She's been here as a camper, and Bridget, too. Bridget was a CIT when I was younger, and it's awesome to see her become an awesome counselor, you know, go from that transition.
Ximena, to you, you've been here for 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have been some of the highlights of camp for you this year so far, 2016?
I'm really happy to be with all of my friends in the cabin again. I don't know, like, it's really fun to have the experience one last time because this is my last year.
Yeah. When you go home this winter and you think about the experience with your friends, what are going to be some of the thoughts that you have about this year with them?
That most of my best moments of the year were here.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm going to miss them so much. And, I don't know, like, they're my best friends, so.
What are some of the real important things to you about 6 years at camp?
Well, I've grown a lot here. All of my English I've learned here.
Yes.
And I was like really close to my mom. Like I cried a lot if I wasn't with her. And like camp helped me a lot with that. Like I can go and have more experiences without like worrying about everything at home. Like,
That's awesome, Ximena. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it. Hey, want to move on and let's cue up a song, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the 2016 Nicolet Olympics in depth. Good. And what is this song called?
It's called Chicken
Fries.
Fried by Zach Brown Band.
Oh, yes. It's Tuesday Night Radio, live on location from Camp Nicolet. Zach Brown Band, Chicken Fried by request from the one, the only, Eva.
Woo! Love that song.
I'm here tonight with Ximena and Eva and Cami and Bella. Welcome back to the show, Bella.
welcome.
I welcome you, on the contrary. It's nice to have you back, Bella. You were on the show last year at some point, right?
Yeah, it was. It was one of the last weeks of last year.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So we were winding down at that point in the season too, and
Yeah, it was so much fun.
good. So this is your, fourth summer at camp?
No, it's my third.
Third summer, right on. How about some highlights for you before we move on to the big Nicolet Olympics?
Everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love everything here.
I really appreciate that. Your folks were here over the weekend, if I am not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they just visited like a few days ago, like the last day of Olympics.
I believe your little sister, this made my day on Sunday, because you guys went out on Sunday. Your little sister said at the bottom of the ramp outside of the kitchen, she said, quote, "I wish I could live at Camp Nicolet."
Oh, yeah, we all do, don't we?
That was super cool, and that totally made my day that day. I so love it when you guys have a good time here and it's meaningful to you.
Yeah, it's like such a meaningful experience, like just to be here.
Let's talk about the Olympics. Huge deal, Nicolet tradition. Eva, let's kick off with you. And when you know that it's going to be an Olympics year at camp, what gets going in your mind, like before you even get to camp?
Before I even get to camp and I think about coming to the Olympics, I feel a lot of pressure because Olympics are so serious. Like Marathon Day every year is very, very serious. You put all your heart in it. But Olympics is like a 2/3 day event that you do. And, it's really, really, really fun. And we all have such a great time because it's like Marathon Day ×3. And the fact that all of us can work together as a collective team, and even if your team doesn't win, but all of you working together is the best part about it because you can see sides of people you never get to see in your day-to-day life at camp. And that's really, really cool. And when I found out that it was Olympics year this year, and I thought, how are CITs going to be involved and how are, counselors going to be involved? I wonder who the captains are. Like, it was all a really, really fun experience, even just thinking about it because it's just such an honor to like be here, especially Olympics year.
Something you said right at the top of your answer was, it's more serious, ...
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
I feel like there's more on the line.
Yeah.
because for Marathon Day, it's only a one-day thing, but people go hard.
Right.
But for Olympics, it's like a multiple day, like in your cabin, you go hard.
Really?
Yeah. Well, people were talking smack in Tamarack about like whose team was going to win because both of our counselors were captains.
Oh, okay.
So there was a lot of tension like those nights. And people go, it's so serious because you want to win because it's only every 4 years you get the chance to almost get to win.
Cami, have you been in Olympics before at camp?
No.
No. So first go around and top to bottom, what did you think of the Olympics?
I'd say the energy was like through the roof.
Yeah.
It was amazing because I've been through many marathon days and it's all in one day and then it's done. It just goes like, a second and then it's done. But this one, it was more experience throughout. You got to work with your team and by yourself. But it was so much fun. I got to work with like more of the CITs I saw. I saw some of the little fawners getting in there. And it was awesome. We won the cheer, which I actually helped choreograph before I left.
That's really cool. You got to contribute to like a big project, a big part of the introduction of the Olympics. And how did that make you feel when your ideas got used?
Special, I guess.
Right.
But it was kind of like I was like with the counselors, and it kind of felt like this is what's coming up for me. So it was fun to see what is ahead for me.
Eva, in what way do you feel like you contributed to the Olympics at camp?
Well, I worked on the poster with Monica. now that I was finally of age to start and work on something by myself with just one other person helping, it was really cool to see the behind the scenes of what I never got to see before. I also did archery, tug of war, anchor, and kayaking, and that was really cool. It was very fun.
I put a GoPro on your head
Yes.
for the archery event.
Yes, you did.
I put a GoPro on her head. Okay?
It was very cool.
She put the GoPro on, and she shot 5 bullseyes.
Nice.
6 bullseyes
Nice. 6.
in a row. I've never seen anybody else during archery class or just elective or whatever do that.
Yeah.
How? I mean, really, tell me how.
I think, I'm going to be really honest here, Jared. I think the pressure of you videotaping it made me actually get the 6 bullseyes, because I'm not kidding you. When it was actually my time to do it for the Olympics, I only got 2.
Wow.
I know. I shot a perfect 60.
She gave the helmet back to me, and I was like, people in Radioland cannot see my expression right now, but I was like, thanks. It's amazing. Bella, how do you feel like you contributed to your team's success during the Olympics?
Well, I mean, I helped paint the banner and stuff like that. More of the cheer and just the whole spirit part, because everybody contributes to that. And I was shouting so much I almost lost my voice, and a lot of people on my team lost their voice. They were shouting so much.
Right. Was your spirit infectious? And
Well, I mean, everybody's is. Even if I'm sitting down because I may be tired from one of my sports that I just did, and then everybody starts cheering, and then I'm going to start cheering, just like everybody else around me, unless they're really tired, and they might want to sit down for a second. But then you try to get them up if they haven't done much, and then you can get them up and cheering and excited about everything.
I think my spirit is something I try to spread, because I know that that's one of the most important things. We do get judged on that too.
yeah.
And I know that the Americas, my team was definitely, we were pumped. Even though we got 4th place, we cheered the loudest when we got food. We sang the winging song, and we didn't care. It was so much fun.
Tell me what it's like in the dining hall.
Oh my God.
What is that?
It's so loud. It's so loud.
What does that feel like, guys?
It's hot. I get so hot in there. I sweat, and I'm just cheering, go Americans, go. The only time you can actually run around the dining hall and not get in trouble for it. So I go all out. I run. I scream. I yell at people's tables get up, go, cheer, and it's so much fun.
So much fun.
Jimena's back. Howdy do.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, can you tell me about your spirit moment during the Olympics?
Yeah, it was really fun to see things from a different perspective, seeing things kind of like cancers see it. It was really fun to cheer up people, to coach them, to give them advice. You have the part where you get the chance to be kind of a staff member,
Yeah.
but also you're still a camper, so you get to see both parts, and it's really fun.
Did you have to use your spirit at any point to support the members of your team?
Yeah, it was at some point they were really quiet, and that gives you points to cheer and to be loud.
Mm-hmm.
So I started cheering with Sophie Survey. She also, it's really loud, and she cheers a lot. So yeah.
All right, shifting gears a little bit. DJ Diaz is in the house, and it's time for our second song. What's it going to be, Cami?
Can't Stop This Feeling. Justin Timberlake.
Sing it now. Oh, yeah. Tuesday Night Radio, live on location from Camp Nicolet. Jer here, along with Eva and Bella and Cami and Ximena. And final week activities coming up. In fact, a week from tomorrow night, it's the Camp Play Into the Woods. You guys want to give us a sneak preview?
As an actress,
Yeah.
it's so crazy because, you're really nervous before the show. You don't know if your parents are coming or not. And then you do the show and it goes perfectly because, no matter what, you're going to have a great time. And that's the key of having a good time doing it. And then when the show's done, everyone's having just a ball. And then all of camp goes into the dining hall
Yes.
and has snacks and drinks. And then I was always really late to it because I would go back to my cabin and like get my makeup off and stuff like that. And then I'd come in and everyone cheer, and it was like really cool just being like recognized for something that you've been working for a couple weeks on, and it's really nice to have that recognition.
Hey, what does it feel like when the show opens or when you step out onto the stage for the first time and the lights are in your face and you have all the people in front of you? What does that feel like?
Well, for me, it's scary, but at the same time fun because I'm facing my fears.
Yeah?
So it's fun.
Do different things at camp, do they help you face your fears?
Yeah, a lot.
I'm really proud of you for facing your fears here at camp. And hopefully things like being in the play, hopefully that's enjoyable at the same time. That's good. You mentioned before at the top of the show that this probably will be your last summer here at camp.
Yeah.
What is something about camp that you can take with you into this winter? Something that you've learned, something that you've gained?
I've learned to work with my teams, like to cheer, to bring people up, like cheer them up. We've had a class that's called leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I've really learned a lot from that class. Like I've learned how to be more like a leader, like help others, give them advice. And
I hope that you can take those skills forward with you into this winter, for sure. To Ximena. And thank you for being a wonderful part of camp all these years.
Thank you for giving me the chance to.
Absolutely.
I've spent every summer for the past 8 years of my life here, and I think that's a really important thing that has molded who I am as a person, because at camp you get to do things that you don't get to do at home, and it really shapes who you are as a person. And I honestly don't know where I would be today if I didn't have camp, in my life as a child and now as a teenager growing up to be a young woman, hopefully a counselor one day. I hope that the leadership things that Ximena talked on a little bit will help me in the future with the jobs I want to do and what I want to do when I'm older and being able to talk to people. And I think at camp I've really opened up and I'm able to talk to anyone and have an awesome conversation. And that's something that I learned at camp to do, because I don't think I'd be able to have those same experiences and meeting all these different cool people at home, because it's so tight at home. But at camp you can really do anything and be anyone. Thank you.
I've learned so much at camp, and I've changed so much as a person in like such better ways. Like I've learned how to like be more close to people, and it's such a like relaxing, nice time to be at camp. You're away from home. It's your second home. Like this is my home away from home.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned how to be away from home, even though I practically grew up here in the North Woods.
Yeah.
Around the lake and everything. But the transition from going, just seeing it and being an actual camper and growing up and seeing people that I had that were like just campers and now seeing them grow up into counselors like Eva and Heems, seeing them turn into young women and hoping that that'll be me one day. I'm going to make it to do the same exact things.
You look up to those guys so much, don't you?
I really do.
That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. So cool. And I hate to say it, guys, but with that,
No way.
No.
it's that time. Hey, I want to thank all of you guys for being on the show tonight. We got deep. Roll up your pants. It's too late to save your shoes. They're already wet. We got deep on the show tonight. But my personal good vibes to you guys for an amazing last 9 days of camp. It's going to be phenomenal. We won't go there.
Don't.
And remember, it's just like they say, like one day at camp is like 3 days in the rest of the world. So really that's like 27 days, which is like a whole month. Thanks everybody for being on the show. And thank you for listening to Tuesday Night Radio. Wonderful audience members. And we'll see you next year. Season 4 of Tuesday Night Radio coming your way, live on location from Camp Nicolet. Good night, Bella.
Adios.
Good night, Eva.
Good night, Jer.
Good night, Amy. Good night, Cami.
Night.
We'll see you next time on Tuesday Night Radio.